If you want to lose weight, right, apparently, these are the foods that you had to stay away from. You had to cut out this whole entire list of things that you're seeing here. Peanut butter, nuts, bacon, Starbucks, sugar-free candy even. While this is some of the worst advice I ever hear about fitness and trying to lose weight,
What did he say?
let me actually break down why and what you could actually do if you want to lose weight. Now, first to begin with, let me talk about what this list promote. Right off the bat, this list just promote fair-based nutrition, demonizing certain food groups, telling you that you can't have this while you're dieting or while you're trying to lose weight. And that's not just wrong, dog. That's setting you up for failure on the whole. Because restriction leads to binging. When you cut out everything that you enjoy, what do you think going to happen? Eventually, you're going to cave and you're going to cheat on your diet. Cheat on your diet. Cheat on your diet. That is not your fault. That is the fault of following bullshit advice like this. The bottom line is, diets fail because they are too restrictive. And one of my personal favorite things to tell all the clients that pass through my hands are, the best diet is one that you can afford. And when I say afford, that affordability comes in two stages. You have to be able to afford it mentally and financially. If you cannot upkeep the mental need to stay on that diet, you're always failing because it's too restrictive, or if you can't financially afford the foods that you choose to keep in your diet, then eventually you're going to fail. There must be two major factors you had to look for when you're choosing a diet. When we're talking about why this list is bullshit, let me break down the science behind it in one sentence. Weight loss is based on calories in versus calories out. Full stop. That is it. Nothing more. You don't need any specific food groups. You don't need to stay away from anything in particular. You might need to lessen down your portion sizes, but demonizing a whole food group, thinking that you're going to lose weight, is the worst way to approach a diet when you're trying to lose fat. That means if you feel for a Starbucks this morning and you could fit a Starbucks into your calories, you could go ahead and have it. But let me talk about the other side of that now. There's the health issue when it comes to managing the balance of how you're distributing your calories throughout your day. If you're on a diet and you have to consume 1500 calories a day, you don't want to go and buy a box of chocolate and eat 1500 calories worth of chocolate. You could do that and still lose weight. You will lose weight if you're eating in a deficit. But when we talk about the overall health aspect of it, you don't want a diet that is only chocolate. That's not good for your gut health. When we talk about flexible dieting and being able to eat the things that you like to eat or you would want to eat, let me say you have a chocolate bar that is 200 calories and you have 1500 calories for the day. You can fit that 200 calorie chocolate bar in to your 1500 calorie per day diet. Granted that the next 1300 calories based on whole foods. So when you're thinking about flexible dieting, that is basically what flexible dieting is. It don't mean just because you could fit 1500 calories of chocolate into your diet and lose weight, that is what you should eat. It means having the option and the ability to indulge in something without overdoing it. And that is where your willpower comes in. You have to know whether or not you could eat a 200 calorie chocolate bar and be satisfied with that. Or if when you eat one 200 calorie chocolate bar, you need 5 more to feel satiated. That is a willpower issue.
Just a little bite. One little bite won't hurt you.
Now on this list, it has some very, very, very absurd claims. A foods to stay away from. A couple of them we're going to go over. Top of the list is peanuts and peanut butter, or nuts and peanut butter. Peanut butter and nuts are a staple in a healthy diet. Yes, they are higher in calories. That is because they are dense in good fats, healthy fats and healthy cholesterol. These are the things that you want in your diet. You don't want fat from a chocolate bar, or you don't want fat from a French fries. You want fat from healthy sources, and nuts and peanut butter are healthy sources of fat. Granted, you're not going to sit down with a tablespoon and eat a whole jar of peanut butter straight from the jar. You had to be out of your mind to do that, even if you're not trying to lose weight. But 2 tablespoons, you could definitely fit it in, or it is required to fit in most, if not all, diets. The only reason your trainer or your nutritionist might want to stay away from peanut butter or nuts is if you are allergic to peanut butter or nuts. It have no reason for you to demonize this food group. You are the best food group that it have. Now we talk about one of the most famous memes that it ever had, right? I have tomatoes, lettuce, some onions, I take some minced beef, and I have some fresh buns, right? And all these foods separately, real good. The bread is carbs, healthy source of carbs. The beef, healthy source of protein. The vegetables is basically a salad. But from the time I put all these ingredients together, a burger becomes a bad food, a dirty food. That doesn't seem fair. That makes no sense. If somebody would like to explain to me how, I'll be open to hear all different viewpoints, because it baffles me to think that I could eat all these foods separately and they work great for weight loss. But from the time I put them together, it becomes an issue. Maybe, right? Just maybe. The burger is not the issue. The issue is after hitting your calories for the day by lunchtime, you stop by Burger King every day for the past 5 days on your way home from work, and not only get a burger, you get a combo, a burger, fries, and a milkshake. But let me demonize the burger. The most hilarious one on this list. And it's the most hilarious because this is one of my favorite things to have on a daily basis. Sugar-free candy and diet soda. Sugar-free candy, let me put that on a back burner for now, right? But let me talk about the diet soda part of this thing, right? Because that is one of the most demonized things when it comes to these health gurus and them talking about things to keep out of your body. Aspartame and the chemicals and the and dog, all studies or all research that claim diet soda causes cancer or any kind of disease, kidney failure, were done on lab rats. And the amount that were given to these mice, rat mice, I can't remember what they do. The amount that was given to these animals were equivalent to a human being like yourself having close to about 2 cases a day for a period of years, like 2 to 3 years. So unless you're drinking 50 cans of diet soft drink a day, you don't have to worry about any health issues. I'm a stage 4 cancer survivor. I drink a Diet Coke every day. It helps keep you satiated. It helps keep the hunger down. And if you get something like what I like to use, a Diet Coke with a little bit of caffeine or a Diet Pepsi or something like that, you get 2 for 1. You kill the sweet craving that you have by not adding sugar into your body, saving your calories, and you also get a hit of caffeine. That gives you a boost to drive throughout the day. So why are we demonizing something that based on lab studies on rats that basically had to drink 2 or 3 cases a day? It don't make sense. The fact of the matter is, you don't need to avoid foods to be on a weight loss diet or to be on a fat loss diet. You need to think about this in a, like flexible eating, because some people take this to the extreme. It had the people who cut all foods out, and it had the people who think that you could eat 1500 calories in chocolate and lose weight. You could do it, but again, you got health, right? So you need to think about flexible dieting like a balance on a scale, a 80-20 split in these calories. In that way, it's a perfect balance. You don't want a 50-50 split. You don't want a 40-60 split. 80% whole foods, and you get 20% of whatever you want to eat. Here, you're good. That's not going to disrupt your weight loss, and it's not going to interfere with your gut health. Because when it comes to losing body fat and when it comes to dieting, right, you want to ensure that your gut health is the most important thing that you take care of, because it makes no sense trying to lose body fat if you can't manage the health of your gut. Everything you eat going to just come out. 1 out of 2 ways. Now, I in this business for the past, I would say 10 to 12 years. And I come across real bullshit lists and advice like this. If you ever come across things like this, let me know what is the most absurd advice you ever get when it comes to losing weight and dieting. Some of the most outlandish things that you ever hear. Let me know in the comments. Now, if you like this video, Like the video, please. I love you. Subscribe to the channel if you want to see more. I'll see you in the next one.